Hi guys, my name is Susan Adinoye and welcome to Decoding Games. This is a personal space where I'm going to dive into the world of play, from board games, card games, video games and street games. So I'll be sharing short videos where we unpack games, what they are, where they came from, why they were created, and what they quietly, accidentally or intentionally teach us, most especially about ourselves as humans. Most of us grew up playing games at home with friends on consoles, after school, on the streets. We played them to, pass time, to have fun, to compete. What a lot of people don't realize is that games are not random. Games are designed systems. Someone sat down at some point and made very intentional decisions. These are the rules, this is the objective, the reward, the punishment, this is how you win. And most importantly, it's basically what was the creator actually even trying to communicate when they designed the game. Now, for some games, it's not that deep, right? A game can just be a game, but for others, it's much deeper than we realize. History shows us that some games were created to educate, some were created to warn, some were created to simulate the harshness of real life, and some were created for one reason but ended up being used for something totally different. So I run a company called Zanoza where we design and facilitate games, gamification and immersive experiences for teams, communities, families and organizations. And at the core of what we do is designing games to simplify complex concepts, making learning, easier to assimilate, easier to understand, turning goals into engaging actions. So that means, you're able to create something as serious, as goal setting, and then create them into smaller tasks, into actions that you can take, but in a very, very fun way. We're also able to build deeper and more meaningful connections through games. In my work as a facilitator and a game designer, I've seen firsthand how play is the ultimate truth serum. It reveals so much about people. Like, give people a set of rules and you will just start seeing different habits, different characters. Some people will collaborate, some people will hoard, some people will try to control everything, some people will play fair, some will bend the rules and call it strategy. But somehow all of this depicts real life. What fascinates me though is that whenever the rules are given, and the rules are usually the same, right? People always play differently. And these differences usually show up in how we work, how we lead, how we share responsibility, how we share leadership opportunities or power, how we treat others. And that's why I strongly believe that games are mirrors. Honestly, this feels like an important conversation to have right now, because right now in the world, there's a lot of conversation around money, power, opportunity, fairness, equality, inequality, survival, And the thing is, we've been realizing all of these exact conversations over board games and, game consoles for decades. So this series is really just me sharing my observations and opinions about games out loud. So on Decoding Games, I'll be breaking down games, of course. I'll be breaking down what the game is, where it came from, why it was created, the lessons, the secrets, what the creators intended, and what we as players have also turned the game into. Sometimes it's, about history. It's also the psychology behind it. It could also be the culture. It's not going to be a lecture. There's going to be a lot of stories, that I'll be sharing in Decoding Games. So for me, this is not just about sharing my knowledge as well. I don't know everything. But if you also know other facts, a context that I missed, a different version of the game story, or if you even agree with some of my takes, please let me know in the comments. I'm here to also learn from you. That's part of the fun. If there's a game that you would like me to decode, whether it's a board game, a card game, a video game, or even a street game, drop it in the comments. And don't forget to share, like, follow, and subscribe. So tell me, what game should I decode? I'm Susan Adinoye, and I'll see you in the next episode.